Samoff, and I'm going to tell you why kids who commit certain crimes should be tried as adults. In the 1700s, laws did not distinguish between juveniles and adults within the criminal justice system. Times have changed tremendously. One thing was done right. Kids were sentenced like their superiors. This is how things should be. Minors who commit serious crimes should be tried as adults. Kids should not get away with crimes adults get life for or the death penalty. I have researched this thoroughly, and this shows my stance is right, and I've done hours of research and been on many credible sites. Kids should be put through adult court systems. Next, this issue causes a lot of problems. And lastly, I'll tell you how to fix these problems and a counter argument that goes with it. Kids and adults are tried completely different today. Kids are put through a juvenile court when some should go through adult ones. Not every scenario is the same. I'm talking about just serious ones, like rape, murder, abuse, or like assault. The problem is simple. Kids can get away with it. They're said to be too young, too dumb, and not understand what's going on. This is not believable in some cases, because adults who commit the same crimes will be put in prison for a very long time. And the kids who do get in trouble are just put in juvenile centers or places where they're just being monitored. The consequences are numerous. Kids will not learn from their mistakes if they do this. They are not fully punished, and it causes them to do the same thing when they're older. This is preventable and can save many lives. Juveniles first started being charged differently in 1825 and were sent to the New York House of Refuge, which is just like another juvenile place where they live. Now kids are just redirected in the system, and many are impacted by these laws, and they need to change. Families lose members, and kids are hurt in the process. And the kids who do these crimes are not seriously penalized for it. The Office of Juvenile Justice said in 2014, 650 murders were committed in the U.S. by juveniles. This is way too high and can be changed. Stricter penalties need to be enforced for people under the age of 18. Now I will begin to tell you the problems this issue causes and how it affects people. The serious problems caused are just the kids are not being penalized how they should be. Families that have to deal with this would be extremely hard. They're put through a tremendous amount of pain, and they have to endure the kid not being punished for what he deserves. Frontline from PBS states, the nation's juvenile courts have disposed of more than 1.7 million cases in 1997. 2,000 were criminal homicides. 6,500 were forced rapes. 67,900 were aggravated assaults. This is a big problem because they were disposed of, and the cases were not kept, and the kids did not get what they deserved. They just got put in juvenile systems and they lived in places for troubled like teens and stuff like that. This is not right because adults that do the same exact thing get the death penalty for, and they should be reprimanded a little bit harsher. In most cases, the kids know exactly what they're doing. They know how it can affect people, and they know how it can affect the families and the kids that are in it. Debatopedia says it also costs a lot to operate the criminal justice system. The medical costs are extremely high, the injuries from the crimes cost a lot, and there's a lot of property damage. This is also another reason why it is because money plays a part. Finally, I will tell you how these problems can be fixed. They need to make laws that charge teens the same as adults in certain situations. They need to do this because that's what's fair. This will work because it will cause children and young adults to make smarter decisions. The government and police officers will enforce this law, and it makes for a safer country because there will be less murders, and it will just make for a better place to live. This will be mandatory to follow because it will be a law, and if you don't follow it, you will get charged fully. Life in prison or the death penalty will scare these youngsters straight. It will allow them to think before they do. This solution would solve it because they would no longer commit these horrible crimes. Some will, but the number would be reduced significantly. There are many counter arguments, but there is one main one. The juvenile court system is efficient. For example, a study reported by the CECP analyzed that recidivism rates of juveniles prosecuted in Florida found that juveniles tried as adults were more likely to commit crimes of the same magnitude or more serious ones. This argument is invalid. It actually is the exact opposite. The kids and juveniles would learn from their mistakes and would not commit the same crime again. Knowing they will be tried as an adult will drive them from doing bad. Also, y'all can help. This new law that could be made could be voted on by y'all, or a petition could be signed and given to people that could enact this law. I told you about how kids should be tried as adults in certain situations like murder, rape, and abuse. I told you about the problems this causes and the issues that come with it. Finally, I told you how to fix it and get past these problems. Since the 1980s,